Good morning, Ajans. So today I'll be introducing to you Topaz Tower, the Bangrak's breathing lung. First of all, I would like to improve the life quality in Bangrak area because obviously Bangrak area is lacking greenery. So I'll be trying to add some space for first visually more pleasing and for people to use as a leisure space as well. We will be trying to be environmental friendly in our use of materials, the choice of materials, and also by trying to apply a green space on the ground floor for public use and leisure. We will try to add a relaxation area and give them an environmental friendly building. Plus, we will be contributing to the skyline of the city because Bangkok, or especially Bangkok area, they don't have any twisting towers in this landscape. So it would be one of a kind, as you can see in the picture in the background. And that is very new, and it will not be a big obstacle for the airflow for the surrounding context. Why choose spiral? It's because spiral is first of all one of the main and one of the most famous ways of nature to try to overcome the strong wind. So that's one of the first thing, to try to withstand wind effect by mimicking nature and the way that plants grow. And then spirals also are most of the time following Fibonacci ratio, which is a spiral, and it's called the beauty ratio. And third, the spiral buildings allows vegetation in the building area between the gaps of the different floors in the different angle from one level to another. The site is very accessible. It is lying on Charwin Krung Road. It can be accessed by BTS, by the boat, and by the bus because it's next to Surasak BTS. So walking is going to be around 15 minutes or 5 minutes if you use Uber or an Uber motorcycle as well. Then from the pier, it's 5 minutes walking or 2 minutes with an Uber. And from the MRT, it's around 20 minutes walking. Public bus stops exactly on Chao and Krong Road, right in front of the site. So it'll take a minute if you took the bus. First of all, speaking about zoning, I've decided to put the private zone at the back because it's the quietest zone, the semi-public zone in the center, to be the area where you can have people from outside but not really public. And then the public zone will be the park that lies on the main street for public use and because of the noise on the main street. Then we have a problem in Bangkok that Bangkok have 3.3 trees per person, which in Thailand is very low, and in all the Asian capitals it's one of the lowest, and it's even lower than the international standard. So if we try to calculate the green area in the surrounding area for about 250 meters square, 250,000 meters square, we find there's only a 3.03 green area, which lies in the Portuguese embassy, so it's a private use. But in the same space, if we added our garden and vertical greenery if possible, the green area is going to jump to almost 12%. So we will be able to add 9% of greenery, 27,000 meters square, which is very much needed in the area, and it will cause a great environmental balance. For the design criteria, we will have two types of users, residential and office use. And in order to create the balance that we spoke about, we will have an environmental balance and a structural balance. and we will have to put our context into our consideration. So first of all, when we think about how the site is going to be laid and how the building is going to be used, we will have a central core, and half of the building is going to be used for offices, another half is going to be used for residential, and on the top floor we will have a double ceiling floor to be used for restaurant and for the swimming pool and a gym. Where the idea of this form came from, I was reading this book and I found something that's called an energy key, which states that any linear flow of energy in that kind of shape, it produces four different qualities to its surrounding, which basically means that we will try to add positive energy around the building for whoever look at the building, or also whoever uses the building, which is proven to be a source of positive energy being used in the time of ancient Egyptians. We started by creating our core. So in order to obey the rule, we created a core, and we put the fireman lift. Then I decided to combine one stairs for two different uses. So the stairs that you can see is 1.5 width stair, and it's going to be used for the fireman emergency exit and also as the main stairs for the building. Then we have two toilets and four elevators, and the 3 meter width of the elevator corridor is basically 1.72 times 1.7, because there are two elevators face to face. So the rule is saying 1.7 times the inner cabin width. And then we decided to make a clockwise rotation of those masses, which we call stacking and twisting. So basically we'll have an underground parking, an entrance level with a mechanical floor right over the entrance level, or services floor to be more accurate. Then we have office floors, and over the office floors is going to have the residential on the top of the building. Speaking about residential, we have three different types of room: standard, deluxe, and duplex. For different kind of residents, definitely. Moving to the offices, we will have two different types of offices. The two different types are going to be for two different types of companies. Tier 2 companies, which are the kind of company that have from 20 to 40 employees, and those people are going to use either one office or merge two offices together. Or tier 3, which is from 40 to 100 employees, and those kind is going to take a whole floor. Then, why twisting? What is the use of twisting? Of course, the first thing is to create a structural balance. How can we do that? A regular building is usually going to have a maximum lateral load, and the more we move to the top of the building, the stronger the lateral load caused by wind is going to be. But having a twisting design that decreases the lateral load. How did that happen? By creating a path for the wind. Instead of maximizing the lateral load, the wind is going to flow through the building. Plus, we have the shift in the angle all over the twist, which is usually used for even the condenser for the air conditioner and green plantation. And you can also use the green plantation to be watered by the air conditioner condenser water. Then looking at the GIF in order to understand the structure development. So we have used a concrete core surrounded by steel beams, a verandil truss made out of steel, and we duplicated every 2 floors. So it's not going every 1 floor, but every 2 floors. So 1 floor is supporting the one on top of it, and it goes like that till we reach the last floor. The first two floors are concrete, and of course the underground is using concrete as well. Looking at the facade and the structure, the facade is using double tinted glass, a laminated kind of glass that doesn't really allow a lot of sun light inside, so it's not going to be super hot. And we are using steel frame, which makes the building feels like more floating, lighter, and more modern. Plus, it's much better looking for uh, the skyline of Bangkok city. And then looking at our sections, we have the the core in the center, and this is the twist that you can see in those two sections, very visible. We have on the left side our greenery, and that's another axonometric section in order to understand on the left one how the stairs are going up and how the building looks in a section, how the twisting is going to act with the core. And then on the right one we have the elevator core, and also trying to show how the elevator core looks like and how the masses around the elevator core is going to look like. Then we have an elevation without the trees and an elevation with the trees. Then moving to the ground floor plan. So we have the public park on the right side, the entrance for the parking. We have a 7-Eleven, cafe, and a restaurant to serve the public. And then we have inside some co-working spaces, retail, laundry shop. We have the staff room, we have a post office to collect the parcels, and we have the reception. Then we have the typical office floor plan, so that the tier 1 office, and if it's tier 2 it's going to be a whole floor instead of one building. So as you can see, it's it's surrounded around the core. Then this is the apartment building, the apartments plan, which is going to be the second half of our building. Then we have the parking plan. I decided to use the circular ramps on the two sides of the building. And then we have the swimming pool, gym, and sports area. Last but not least is going to be the services floor plan. And then we have some pictures, snap pictures taken for the renders, as well as the renders that you can see in the video as well. Thank you.